Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Mike from the Terra Battle Wikia, and today we're going to take a look at sort of basic combat, how to move your guys around, how to read the information about the fights you're going to be getting into, and how you're going to give yourself the advantage in fights. So yeah, we'll, for example, just use, let's say, Chapter 3 here. But yeah, this is the main page into the map. You'll see these extra missions as you unlock stuff in the game. When you tap on the mission you want, we'll see a list of 5 battles here. The 5 energy or stamina symbol on the right means it's going to take 5 stamina for you to do that battle. Your stamina does regenerate over time, but yeah, if you don't have the stamina required to do a mission, you can't actually do it until you do. So yeah, keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and just do this mission here. So this is Chapter 3, Melting Pot. This is the second mission in this series. And you're going to see a bunch of information here. You're probably eager to get into battle, so you probably don't always read this, but you should take a look at it because it gives you a heads up of what you're going to be facing. You'll see at the top here, as I said before, it's going to take us 5 stamina, but if it's a special mission, it may require coins or items to activate. For example, the metal zone is going to require a metal key, sort of thing. The squad here is the current squad you have, and that's the one that you're going to bring into battle. If you have secondary squads you want to swap in, you just swipe left and right. We actually don't have any other ones built out, but if you did, you would do so here. Underneath that is actually information about the battle you're going to get into. This one's a difficulty rank of 7, and there are 5 battles total in this series, which means that there's going to be 5 rounds as there typically is in Terra Battle chapter. Underneath that, we have tactical info. Now what this means is that this actually tells you what you're going to be fighting in the battle. For example, the sword symbol has 12 by it, the archer symbol has 2, the spear has 12, and the mage symbol has 4. That means that we're going to be fighting 12 sword users, 2 archers, 12 spearmen, and 4 magic users. That's over the course of all 5 battles, so that's not during one battle or anything like that. And to the right of that, we have a little reminder of the sort of Wheel of Carnage, Circle of Carnage as it is, where sword does additional damage to archers, archers do additional damage to spearmen, spearmen do additional damage to swordmen. This is a very important thing for you to remember, so always keep that in mind when you're fighting. You'll get a lot of additional damage by taking advantage of this. Underneath that is a reminder that fire and ice elemental attacks, or people with those attributes, are going to do additional damage to one another, while lightning and dark abilities, or elemental people, are going to have the same additional damage taking and receiving kind of thing. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start the battle. And since we're doing a story mission, we're going to have a little bit of exposition here before the fight with some cool character designs. I believe we're in a bar in this chapter, so we are getting in a fight with some lizard folk. And this is going to be round 1 of the battle here. As you can see, we have our 6 guys at the bottom here. There are 4 at the top. They're all swordsmen, so if possible, we want to be able to attack them with spearmen. And as you can see, they have the number 2 to the left, which means that it's going to take 2 turns for them to move. So, in that case, we can't actually plan ahead. And we should be able to take all these guys out in one fell swoop if we do it right. So we're going to move Suo here, the sword user, the sellsword, on the right here. But we're going to actually move Kem, the sort of red-haired spearman, to the left as well. And wondering, well, how do I do that? Well, one of the easiest ways to get an advantage in this game is you need to learn how to move more than one character at once. If you just drag one character and drop him up there, which we can do, we'll do that right now just to give you an example. We've taken a move, but we've only moved one guy. We haven't taken the board a lot. In this case, we do have the time to just sort of move our 2 guys up here and attack them all at once. And as you'll notice, we'll be getting support from Amazora and our spearmen to the left to there at the bottom of the screen, because there's a direct line between them and the attacking units, which means that they're going to chip in the battle as well. So now we've got round 2 here, and the enemies are in a more awkward position where we're going to have a hard time attacking more than one thing at once. So we're going to need to find a way to move more than one character at once. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to see if we can move Kem to the top of these 2 swordsmen near the top of the screen. And yeah, see if we can move Amazora in position as well to contribute. So let's see what I can do. Yep. Okay. Well, I managed to get Kem in position, but I couldn't quite get Amazora there. That may have been a little quick, so I'll explain on the next turn here what exactly just happened. And as you see, we've got some skills going off here. And yeah, the enemies now are going to use their skills, which in this case is slash lateral, which means they're going to attack the spot directly to the left and right of them. Stab vertical is going to be above and below them. For example, see we got Suo got hit there. Enemies do not always have to pincer attack you to attack you, so keep that in mind. You need to learn what their abilities are, so you don't leave guys in an awkward position. But yeah, so moving more than one character at once involves moving your character through another character. When you do that, the character you move through is going to move in the opposite direction that you're moving. So I'm going to move Amazora here up through Suo, and Suo is going to drop down one. Because I'm passing through him and I'm moving up, he's going to come down. If I pass him through him going left, he's going to go right. It takes a little getting used to, and you have to get a feel for it, but it is super important because it does allow you to get a huge advantage in the battlefield. In later matches, it's going to be almost impossible to win without doing this. So you want to get comfortable with doing it as quickly as you can, really. So we're going to take Amazora. We're going to move here up one and move Suo into place. We're going to move our archer into place down here and place her below Kim. This is going to allow us to attack 3 characters at once instead of maybe just 2 or even 1. And as you see, we've taken those 2 guys out. We had the skills. Amazora's skill occurred there, and it looks like our archer's fire arrow skill is going to occur after these attacks as well. And, that's our optimal play for that turn. And, yeah, so we've got 2 spearmen left, and, as we've mentioned, taking advantage of the Circle of Carnage is always good. We can probably attack both these guys at once, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and attack the spearmen up here at the left with our archer so that we can get an advantage on the damage that we do. Nice, so we have 4 people participating in this attack. As you see, that Kem is lined up with Amazora, and our archer on the left is lined up with our spearman at the bottom left, which means they're going to do even more damage than they would normally. Again, this is really what you're looking for in these fights, because more damage, more position, you're going to take these fights out a lot faster. So we'll go ahead and clear this one out with sort of a simple move like this. And we could have moved our healer into position, but I was a little lazy there, so that's a missed opportunity. But I think we did okay. And as you see at the top of the screen here, we're gaining additional coins and experience during the fight, and it sort of tracks that in real time for you. So now, here's sort of an awkward spot. We've got 2 healers on the left and right, and you can tell because they have that sort of light blue white dot at the bottom right. And we have a row full of spearmen. Unfortunately, we can't sandwich in between there because they're taking up the entire row. When enemies come in during the rounds like this, they're sort of free to move your characters around, so, it's important to keep that in mind. So this one's going to be hard too, because I don't think we can take out anything more than maybe 1 or 2 characters at once, but we should note that you definitely want to take out the healers first. If you don't take out the healers first, they are going to run right up to their enemies on their turn and heal them to full health. And unless you are certain that you can take out your enemies in one shot, that's going to slow you down significantly, and you're going to rack up more damage over the turns. So in this case, we are going to take out this healer on the left here between our spearmen and our archer. And because our characters are all lined up with the attacking units on a horizontal line, they're all going to chip in, and that ensures that we're going to take this mage out. Mages are generally the least durable of the enemies, so you should be able to take them out without going, whole hog on them. But you definitely want to make sure you've got enough attack to take them out, because like I mentioned before, if they survive the turn, they are going to heal right back to full health, and you've sort of wasted your turn in that case. Yep, as example, there he goes. He's using a area heal attack, and I think they're all going to stab vertical, so Suo is going to take a little more damage, but, such is the cost of war. So yeah, for this, let's see. Now, we can, like I mentioned before, sandwich these spearmen in the middle of the stage now, and we can get a 3-for-1 attack. The issue with this, though, becomes that if we don't take him out, this mage is certainly going to heal all of them next turn. So that's, I guess, sort of our concern. I'm considering it in my head. We will definitely want to use our archer to initiate this attack, since we're going to be fighting 3 spearmen at once, and we definitely want to take advantage of that. Getting him into position might be a little tougher than usual, but let's see what I can do. Okay, we got fire arrow proc, and we have 4 people chipping in on the attack, so I'm pretty solid that this will take him out. Yep, there we go. Great. So now we just have a mage running around the board, and this healer actually can attack. And as you'll see there, when we killed those 2 enemies, we got 2 treasure chests that popped up towards the top of the screen. Those treasure chests represent items that you're getting during the round, and at the end of the match, once you've completed round 5, you'll be able to see which items were in those chests. So yeah, since we don't have a whole lot else to do with this healer who actually can't hurt us, we can take a look at the powered point, which is this thing that's been glowing at the bottom of the screen that I've been ignoring for a little while. The powered point pops up as you do damage in battle. It's explained briefly in the tutorial, but it's a great way to do additional damage to enemies by sort of lining it up. You can sort of consider it a 6th unit, if you will. If it lines up with one of the attackers, it'll occur. And what it does is that it helps you do additional damage to the enemies, and it increases the chance that the characters participating in the attack will have their skill occur. The powered point can actually also be moved around like a unit, which is important in this case because I want to take this mage out, but I actually don't really want to use the powered point on a single sort of non-offensive mage who can't actually hurt me. So what I'm going to do is move this powered point out of the way, like so. And of course he's going to snuggle up to it for maximum annoyance. So unfortunately that'll happen sometimes. So in this case we're just going to take him out. I'm going to see if I can take Suo here to move our spearman into place and then sandwich him on the other side. So oops, unfortunately I grabbed the wrong thing. My mistake. So let's try that one more time. Actually, this is the best case scenario, since now we have managed to save the powered point for the next round. Suo the swordsman is going to be healed, and we've taken out this mage. You'll notice that because our healer was involved in the attack, he's going to use his chain heal, and he heals everybody in that entire row because there are no enemies between him and them. There are now, but there weren't a second ago. So another good example of something is that when an enemy is stuck in the corner like this, you're maybe wondering, well, I can't attack him because I can't get on either side of him. And fortunately, that's not actually the case. What you do in this case is that you're just going to sandwich the enemy in the corner as such, and that will actually initiate the attack. And that guy's taken out. And we got another treasure chest, so that's another item that we'll be able to use in the future. Enemies are taking their turn. These little enemies aren't going to move a whole lot. They generally stay in position, which makes it sort of easy for you to get the lay of the land. But yeah, don't count on that in later parts of the game. So let's see if I can do anything fancy here. I'm going to play it safe and take out these swordsmen to the top here. There we go. And if I was playing it smart, I would have used a spearman to take out these swords. See, I got lucky there. If those skills hadn't actually gone off, I wouldn't have killed them with my basic attack. So that's what I get for not using my spearman at the bottom there. Always remember that the Wheel of Carnage is going to give you the advantage in battle here. Alright, and let's see. Our spearman is between another spearman here. We should be able to get a couple attacks off. But again, this is sort of an awkward position because we don't really have anybody in a strong position right now to sort of fight these units. So we're going to have to move several units around, I think, in order to make this a better looking board for us. So let's see what I can do. Cool. Okay, so I think I got the best out of here. We're going to attack 2 enemies at once. As you can see, we've triggered the powered point, which has this, nice effect. And we're definitely going to be able to take out these enemies with that. We're going to do additional damage, and the skills are going to go off. See, we had Mega Spear, Attack plus 10. Everybody's going off on that one, so that's good news for us. And this icon on Suo with the sword up means that his attack up ability has occurred, so he will be doing additional damage for us. This turn, my spearman's about at half health, so we're going to want to consider healing him. And we're going to do that by moving our healer into place with him by doing this, and then move him back around to initiate the attack. And we should be able to take that archer out cleanly, and we're going to get the healing at the bottom here. And last battle here. Let's see if we can close this out. So we've got those 2 guys in position. We have 2 mages in the middle of the screen here. It's almost too delicious for me not to attack these guys right now. So I'm going to do everything in my power to take these 2 healers out at once, since I want them off the board as soon as possible. I'm going to grab Chem. Let's see what we can do here. Whoops. Unfortunately, I have run out of time and missed my move again. That is the downside with getting too greedy with moving your units, is that sometimes you'll touch the wrong guy on your way there in your haste to do it, and unfortunately not get the result you wanted. Fortunately, though, we're going to take these two enemies out cleanly, since everyone is kind of just dogpiling on these two guys, and yeah, the healer isn't going to be able to really use his ability in any meaningful way this turn. And as before, the lizardmen are sort of staying in place and just using their slash lateral and vertical abilities. The spearmen tend to be using the vertical one, while the swordsmen tend to be using the lateral one, which is something worth bearing in mind. Alright, we should be able to get Chem up there. I'm going to get greedy again, so if I mess it up, apologies. Oh no. I see. I ran out of time to get Amazora on the other side of these guys, unfortunately. Fortunately, all my units are just sitting here at the bottom smoking these two guys, so it could be worse. Turn wasn't a total loss. Yeah, unfortunately we've lost the opportunity to hit all three of these guys at once now, so it's going to require a little more work on my part. So let's see, we've got 3 spearmen, so we'll want to position our archer there, but we also want to get let's see, I don't think we can get up above Chem without moving Amazora. So this is the part where the game becomes a little tactical, because you stop and you have to think about your best move. So we'll move him into position here. We'll take the easy out on this one. This is only going to get us 1 kill, but with the enemies holding the middle of the board here, it's actually kind of hard to move around and get characters up against them. Everyone's got reasonable health right now too, which doesn't hurt. So we're taking some pincer attacks right now, which can do more damage than their special abilities, but not always. As long as we're certain that we have the ability to take these guys out in 1 turn, we don't have to worry about the mage, but again, you do want to take them out if at all possible. In this case, though, it's a lot better for us to just take out the middle guys here, since we have them lined up as such. And that's going to work for us. We should be able to take out the swordman as well. Yes, fire arrows and fire blade have occurred, which is very nice. That's going to do a lot of additional damage for us. He's already dead, but now we're just setting him on fire. Oh, cool. Oh, and we also just saw a dragon drop there. Now, this is kind of a rare thing. A dragon drop is... it means you have a new character. So at the end of the round, you're going to have a new character added to your team. There are character drops that occur in combat sometimes. Not all the time, and they can be kind of rare, but that is very cool. We do not see that too often. So you see that little dragon head, count your blessings, because you have a new character on the line. And I think this should close out the round here. We should be able to take these two guys out. No problem. That's the healer done, and we should be able to take out the swordsman as well. Excellent. There we go. Cool, and that's that chapter, guys. So that's just basically a look at, you know, what it looks like to do a basic battle in the game and what your ideas are. This screen is going to show you all the experience you gained. You'll notice that we had a few skill up pops there. Skill up is, if you look at the yellow numbers by the blue B on the character, that means the character now has a higher chance for their skill to go off during combat. So that's a huge gain. 0.1%, of course, is not a lot, but as you play the game more, that's going to go up as you level your guys up, and the chances of their skills going off during combat are going to increase accordingly. Again, that B also goes up if you get a duplicate character. Speaking of which, we did get a character during that match, so let's see what we got. 250 coins from that match. We got 2 Benevolent Fangs, a Terra Spear Bronze, and a Terra Bowstring. These are all items that you're going to use for your add job for your characters, so when you want to level them up to their sort of next level, or their next job, or sort of evolve them, this is what you're going to need with these matches. And we got a Lizard Folk Warrior, rank C. Okay, that's better than nothing. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out Terra Battle Wikia for all the latest updates on the game via the download starter and everything else. There's a lot of cool stuff going on with this game, a lot of new content being put in like almost every other day or so, so check it out. Thanks a lot.